We are live with the Westchester Children's Museum. My name is Lisa. I'm an educator at the museum. Thank you for joining me. It's Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. That means it's time to pop in to play. So friends, let's explore the shore. We're very lucky at the Westchester Children's Museum in that right outside our doors is the beach. Maybe there's a beach you like. If you have a beach that you like, let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat with you about that. So I'd like to start by talking about the fact that there are animals in the ocean that we're going to get to know, and there are experiences about visiting the beach that we're going to talk about. Every Wednesday at Pop Into Play, we'll have songs, stories, and crafts. So friends, I'd like to begin with a song. If you know the song, The Wheels on the Bus, the tune is going to sound very familiar to you. This is called The Waves at the Beach. Before we get started, I want to share with you some of the motions that we're going to be doing so that we can practice. The first time through, I'll sing it. If you'd like to join me, please do. The second time, we'll sing it all together. So here are the motions. First, everybody, warm up your arms and shake out your hands and wiggle your fingers. Our first motion will be this. Okay? And then we're going to hold our hands like this and do this motion. And then this is a little tricky. We're going to put our thumbs together like this and go back and forth. Great. Then we're going to do this one. And we'll do this. And we'll do something like this. Okay? So if everybody's ready, here we go. The waves on the beach go up and down, up and down, up and down. The waves on the beach go up and down all day long. The lobsters at the beach go snap, 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 snap. The lobsters at the beach go snap, snap, snap all day long. The crabs at the beach go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The crabs at the beach go back and forth all day long. The clams at the beach go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The clams at the beach go open and shut all day long. The jellyfish at the beach go wibble wobble wibble, wibble wobble wibble, wibble wobble wibble. The jellyfish at the beach go wibble wobble wibble all day long. The sand at the beach goes swish swish swish, swish swish swish, swish swish swish. The sand at the beach goes swish 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 all day long. Okay, is everybody ready to join me for this one? One more time together. The waves at the beach go up and down, up and down, up and down. The waves at the beach go up and down all day long. The lobsters at the beach go snap, 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 snap. The lobsters at the beach go snap, snap, snap all day long. The crabs at the beach go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The crabs at the beach go back and forth all day long. The clams at the beach go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The clams at the beach go open and shut all day long. The jellyfish at the beach go wibble wobble wibble, wibble wobble wibble, wibble wobble wibble. The jellyfish at the beach go wibble wobble wibble all day long. And the sand at the beach goes swish swish swish, swish swish swish, swish swish swish. The sand at the beach goes swish, swish, swish all day long. Great job, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause. Clap like a lobster or clap like a clam. Very good, everybody. So, if you remember some of those animals that we just sang about, we're going to learn a bit about them in this book, Sea Life from Alpha Prince. Now, as we go through, I want to point out that the artist did a very interesting and an imaginative job in creating the pictures for this. And we're going to look at the pictures to get a little bit of extra information about the animal. Okay? So here we go. The great white shark is greatly feared. The hammerhead shark looks very weird. Have you ever seen a picture of a real hammerhead shark? Well, take a look at this artist's illustration of a hammerhead shark. What do you notice about the way the head is created? What is that object? Do you know? That's right, he used a real hammer, a picture of a real hammer to show the hammerhead shark. The lobster takes care to avoid a trap. And what object did the artist use here to make the lobster claws? If you know, put it in the comments. If you said wrench, you're right. The artist is telling us that the lobster uses the claw like a tool. And the same here for the crab. The crab has claws that go snip, snap. Now we sung about the crab going back and forth, but he's also got claws here. Using in the picture can you see it? A clothespin. Also something that pinches. Now the jellyfish float on the ocean waves, and the moray eel lurks in deep, dark caves. The stingray has wings and glides like a plane, but underwater. And the starfish has neither blood nor brain. If you joined our program the other day with our friends from the Marine Education Center, you might have seen a real starfish, or sea star as they're called. A clownfish is shy and stays very still. And the swordfish is fast with a long, sharp bill. And here the artist chose to use a picture of a real sword to represent the bill of a swordfish, very sharp. A squid has tentacles to grab its prey, and a pufferfish has spikes, so stay away. Sounds like it could be a little dangerous. Dolphin, as happy as can be. Narwhal, the unicorn of the Arctic Sea. And I see, just like a unicorn, this picture of a narwhal, even though it uses some pretend elements or collaged elements, it has a little bit of a horn or a spike representing the horn of the narwhal. The octopus has arms that wiggle and sway. How many arms does an octopus have? Let me know if you remember. Great, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The octopus has 8 arms here too. The sea lion likes to play all day. Walrus lounges by the shore. And I see the artist used a big rock to represent the body of the walrus. I don't think big rocks move around very much. That might be why they chose a rock. And a sea turtle as old as a dinosaur. Seahorse is shy and very small, and whale is the biggest of them all. So friends, if you remember which animals we sang about, who did we just see in the book right now? Think about it. So as I said, when we're exploring the shore, we're going to talk not just about the animals, but about what it's like to visit the beach and be at the shore. So I've got a few things here that remind me of being at the beach. Once again, you saw a live one of these the other day with the Marine Education Center. This is a sea star. This one's no longer alive. And this is a special seashell that I have that reminds me of being at the beach. What sort of things do you like about being at the beach? Is it swimming? Is it playing in the sand? Personally, I love the sunshine and I love the smell of the ocean air. So I'd like to introduce you now to a beautiful story. This is called A Beach Tale by Karen Lynn Williams, illustrated by Floyd Cooper. And while we saw pictures in this book that were very imaginative and gave us information, these pictures in this book will give us the feeling of being right there with Gregory, the main character, on his trip to the beach. So I'd like to just point that difference out, but it's really a beautiful story, and I'm excited to share it with you. This is called a beach tale. Now notice the spelling of the word tail here, T-A-I-L. The word tail can be spelled T-A-I-L or T-A-L-E. Do you know what the difference is when it's spelled one way versus another? Okay. If you do, let me know. Let's ask ourselves why the author might have chosen this spelling of the word, T-A-I-L. And I'm going to share the author's dedication. This is in memory of her father who took her to the beach and held her hand in the waves. Swish, swoosh, Gregory drew a lion in the sand. A sea lion? Dad asked. A sandy lion, Greg said. Sandy needs a tail, said Dad. Gregory picked up his sturdy drawing stick. Don't go in the water and don't leave Sandy, Dad said. I won't, said Gregory. Dad sat down on the dolphin towel under the blue umbrella. Swish, swoosh, the sound of the wave coming in. Gregory drew a tail. He did not go in the water, and he did not leave Sandy. Sandy's tail got longer until Gregory came to a purple jellyfish. He made a loop around the gooey blob. So did Sandy's tail. We met a jellyfish earlier in our song. Swish, swoosh. Gregory came to the mound of an old castle washed smooth by the waves. He went up and over and down. So did Sandy's tail. But Gregory did not go in the water, and he did not leave Sandy. What kind of castles do you see at the beach? Are they the kind we think about with kings and queens, or are they another kind? That's right, it's a sand castle. That's the kind of castle we would see at the beach. Sandy's tail got longer until Gregory came to a horseshoe crab. He made a big zig and then a zag around the old crab's pointer. Sandy's tail went zigzag too. Swish, swoosh. Gregory came to a giant hole. Gregory went down and up. So did Sandy's tail. So what do you think's happening when we talk about the tail getting longer and longer? Think about that. That's going to give us a clue about the story. Sandy's tail got longer until Gregory saw tiny ghost crabs scurrying sideways into his dark round hole. Gregory went round and round the hole. Sandy's tail went round and round too. But Gregory did not go in the water, and he did not leave Sandy. Look how expressive the drawings are. Beautiful. Swish, swoosh. Gregory wrote his nickname, G-R-E-G. Sandy's tail got longer. Suddenly a wave snuck up onto the sand. It tickled Gregory's toes. Gregory jumped back and traced the lacy wave line. Sandy's tail made a wavy line too. But Gregory did not go in the water, and he did not leave Sandy. Swish, swoosh. Gregory's tail got longer until Gregory came to a jetty. These rocks here are the jetty. He heard a loud roar. Gregory looked up. A giant wave crashed on the rocks. The spray splashed Gregory. He turned around to look for Dad. Uh-oh, now what? See how far the tail has been extended from the beginning where Sandy was? Greg drew it all the way down the shore, and now he's kind of far from the umbrellas where Dad is. How do you think he feels? Yeah, he's probably getting a little nervous. Swish, swoosh. Gregory followed Sandy's tail. He followed the wavy line. Swish, swoosh. He traced his nickname backwards, G-E-R-G. He went around and around the deep, dark ghost crab hole. Swish, swoosh. He went down into the giant hole and up again, zag then zig. He went around the horseshoe crab's pointer. Uh-oh. Gregory looked down the beach. No Sandy. No Dad on the dolphin towel under the blue umbrella. He's retracing his steps, but he's not quite there yet. But Gregory saw the mound of the old castle washed smooth by the waves. Swish, swoosh. He went up and over and down. There was Sandy's tail in a loop around the gooey purple jellyfish. Swish, swoosh. Gregory followed the loop, and then he came to Sandy. But uh-oh. Gregory looked up. There was the blue umbrella. There was the dolphin towel. Dad waved. Sandy has a long tail, he said. I think Dad was watching the whole time. I didn't go into the water, Gregory said, but Sandy got wet, he added. Dad held Gregory's hand. Let's get wet too. So friends, what do you think happened after that? This was a beach tale by Karen Lynn Williams, illustrated by Floyd Cooper. If I had to guess, I would say that Gregory and Dad went into the water and splashed. And the clue, I think, was from that author's dedication, where she wrote about her father who took her into the waves and always held her hand. Have you ever been to the beach with your family and they said, don't go too far? I think Greg handled that so beautifully, and it's wonderful that he knew that Dad was there watching him at the end, even though he might have been a little bit nervous. So we saw Greg using his stick to draw a line in the sand that represented the tail on his lion Sandy, and he drew it longer and longer and walked a little bit further away each time, but he was able to follow it back right to the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about sand and our July craft. If you visit our website, discoverwcm.org, you'll see all of our at-home resources, lots of links to videos and projects and experiments and activities. One of them is for our July craft, colorful sands, colorful beaches. So the process in the book of the waves going swish, swoosh against the sand is what creates the sand. Sand starts out as rocks or shells or other types of things, sometimes fish bones, things of that sort. And as the water crashes on them over time, it breaks it up into tiny pieces in a process called erosion. Everybody say that at home, erosion. So depending on what color the original rocks, stones, shells, bones, etc. are, that's what will determine the color of your sand. In our home version, we're going to use household ingredients like salt and colorful sidewalk chalk. So what you'll need to do, very briefly, of course the more involved directions are on our website, and I encourage you to look there afterwards. Start with a clear container of some kind. I had an empty jelly jar. And you'll choose a color of sidewalk chalk and place it in your zipper sandwich bag. Pick a few different colors. Each chalk will get its own bag. And then you pour some salt inside the bag, however much you might need to fill up your container. Make sure it's zippered really tightly. And then you'll rub your hands around on the bag. Rub it, rub it, rub it. And slowly the color will start to come off of your chalk into the salt and start turning it a color. And that's what I did here to make this one. I'll use a few different colors. Join me. I use green, blue, and orange. And I use some plain white salt too to kind of create a little bit of a pattern. And if that's something you'd like to do, you'll see that and other challenges on the activity page on our website. So friends, I'm so glad you could join me here today to pop in and play. Every Wednesday at 11, we'll have more songs, stories, and crafts. We'll be exploring the shore, but the Westchester Children's Museum has something new for you every day online, whether it's Monday through Friday at 9:30 with our friends from Rock Island Sound giving you some music programs and instruction, or later Mondays in the day we'll have some animal programming with the Marine Education Center or the Alley Pond Environmental Center. Tuesdays, there are new science videos from Doc Harmon on YouTube. Wednesdays, once again, at 11 is Pop Into Play. Thursdays are new videos from Jeanette for Museum Minis, lots of songs and finger plays and moving around and fun. And then Fridays at 4, we have our kindness story time with Margie. She'll have a different selection every week. You'll meet other great characters and learn about new experiences, and all centered around the theme of kindness. So we look forward to seeing you there, and I'm so glad you could join me here today. That's all for now. I'll see you again soon. Have a safe day. Be well. Bye-bye, everybody.